Hi, everybody. It's me, the real Sam Bennett from therealsambennett.com, and welcome to this weekly Sam Unscripted live experience. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be here with you. I'm so glad you are here wherever you are in time or space. You might be here with me live. You might be watching this at some other date and time. You might be watching this years in the future. Time has no meaning. That's a relief. Let's go ahead and do a little breathing just to center into this particular moment. You can ignore it if you want. Most people find it very pleasant. We're just going to inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, and we'll do that 3 times. You ready? Let your belly go really soft. Let your hands go soft. Let your heart go soft. And let's inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, thank you. That felt delicious. I think I can, if you are watching on one of the streams on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, I think I can see if you comment. I'm not 100% sure about that, but try it and let's find out. And then, of course, we also have our friends on the Zoom who are with us because they are part of the daily practicum. So they are committed to spending 15 minutes a day, every single day, to something that means something to them. If you want to try that, I cannot recommend it highly enough. I wrote my last book, 15-Minute Method. That's what it's about. And that's how I wrote it, in 15-minute increments. So today's topic is involuntary joy. And I wanted to talk about that because joy's been feeling a little scarce to me lately. I've been feeling a little oppressed by the news, by events, by current events, by personal events, by things happening to people I know and care about. And you start to go like, wow, when was the last time I got the giggles? Like, when was the last time I sort of gasped or squealed with delight? You know, when you make those sort of embarrassing sounds because you're so taken by surprise and you're like, like, where's that? And how can we get more of that in our lives? I will say that to me, the quality of involuntary joy also expresses through one of my favorite sounds on earth, which is the sound of a person going, oh. Isn't that the best sound? Do it with me. Oh. I get it a lot when I'm teaching because it's like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Or, oh, that would be easy. Or, oh, I like that idea. Right? It's the opposite of ugh. There's oh, and there's ugh. Let's try and lean more to the oh. So I'm curious how involuntary joy expresses through you. Like, is it getting the giggles? Is it ridiculous dance moves? You know, do you jump up and down? Do you burst into tears? Gosh, sometimes it happens to me like in church and like a spiritual surrender, or when I'm getting a really great, download. And that feeling of like your soul just opens up and sings, right? Sometimes I've heard tell about orgasms that bring involuntary joy. Cold plunge. I love a cold plunge. Love a cold plunge. And I love that feeling of physical exhilaration. I one time had a hug from a person I did not really know that I think about all the time because it was such a healing experience. Like, it moved me. I was upset. And this person that I did not know just said, come here. and gave me this incredible enveloping hug in which I just felt so safe and so held and so nurtured and so like everything's going to be okay. Like it literally healed me in that moment. I wish I knew that person's name. Sometimes being swept away by music, right? Have you done that in a concert hall or in just tears pouring down your face? Just like, oh, it's the best, right? Where does it show up for you? How does it show up for you? The ocean? Anytime I am in or near or by the ocean, my joy level goes up exponentially. Something about the water, the salt air, the sound, sand, sound of kids playing in the ocean, all of that brings me so much joy. And here's one of the other reasons I wanted to talk about joy is because joy is not the same as happiness. Happiness is debatable in a lot of forms. And for some of us, especially those of us who live with depression, there's an aspect of depression called anhedonia. Anhedonia is the inability to experience pleasure. So there's hedonism, right? It's the same root word as hedonism. Hedonism is too much pleasure. Anhedonia is the absence of pleasure. And for me, the way that shows up is like, I'll be somewhere, I'll like be out, let's say if we were all at a table having lunch and I would be looking around at all of you and going, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I can tell that it's fun, but I don't feel the sensation of fun, right? Which I realize when you say it out loud, it sounds awful and like I'm some kind of Grinch. It's not that bad, honestly, when you're living with it, mostly because you don't know any different. But I do know sometimes I see people in expressions of happiness or enjoyment, and I'm like, wow, I don't know that I've ever felt that way. That's amazing. But joy I can find. Joy I can find. Hi, Kamala. Great to see you. Yeah, joy does not equal happiness. Joy is sacred. Joy is a sacred gift. Joy is not dependent on circumstances. I'll say that again. Joy is not dependent on circumstances. You can be joyful on your deathbed. You can be joyful at someone else's deathbed. You can be joyful in jail. You can be joyful in pain. Joy is not restricted to good or convenient or pleasant even. And joy is your birthright. It comes with you. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to develop it. And I'll be really excited when we finally learn to speak animal, because it definitely seems like animals experience joy. Like when they are playing and bouncing around and when the squirrels are chasing each other up and down the trees and just when they're just being silly together, it definitely seems like animals experience joy. And maybe for them, it's just life. But I believe it is because of its contagious nature. Like when I see animals frolicking or even animals just being, really, I can feel that expression of joy. So tell me how this is showing up for you. Where's your joy? How do you express joy? What is this making you think of about joy? For those of you on the Zoom, Beth says, today during her 15 minutes, I looked for quotes from Monet. I would like to paint the way a bird sings, says Monet. I would like to paint the way a bird sings. Yes, I would like to paint the way a bird sings too. I would like to write the way a bird sings. I'd like to sing the way a bird sings. Yes. It's funny, when I was writing it on this list of things that bring me joy, another sort of odd thing about the way my brain works, and again, maybe yours too, I have a thing called Stendhal syndrome, which I did not know was a thing until I found out it was a thing. Stendhal syndrome is named for the writer Stendhal, and it describes what happens when you look at a piece of art and you are so moved that you burst into tears, or sort of. It's more than that. Burst into tears, but it's almost like you sort of faint, like you're overcome. That's what happens. You're overcome, and it was sort of a thing, like especially like in Venice and Florence, like the young ladies would go on their grand tour and see the great art, and they would, sort of forget the vapors and be overcome by art. This happens to me a lot, which makes me super fun to go into a museum with. It doesn't. I just sob the whole way through. It is, however, great when you're on an arts and crafts fair, because I can walk past 1,000 pieces of crafts and art, all of which are delightful. I'm so glad people do that. And I can stop at the one that's actually art and go, that's the one to buy. That's the one. So you too may have Stendhal syndrome. It's not weird. It's beautiful. Kamala says, seeing the first peak of yellow when my daffodils begin to bloom in spring. Oh, right? It's like the quietest fireworks. You're like, oh, ooh, right? Or first sprouts from seeds we planted. Almost every time I sort of think, oh, God's done it again. Yes, God's done it again. Exactly. Catherine says, doing something creative. Yes. Creativity puts you right in the flow of joy, doesn't it? When you don't even really know what's happening. Somebody says, how did you write that? You're like, I don't know. How'd you draw that? I don't know. It just happened. I put myself in the flow of the great creative spirit that animates all things and let it flow through me. And this is what happened. And this is why you're allowed to be proud of your creative work, because yes, did you do it? Yes, of course you did it, but it doesn't really belong to you, right? Don't you sort of have that feeling? I imagine it's the way people with children feel. Like, your child goes out and does something amazing, and like, did you create that child? Yes. Did you heavily influence that child being in the world? Yes. But if your child goes out and does something amazing, that's on them. It's not a reflection of you, right? You just stand there and go, amazing. I know. I appreciate that too. Isn't she beautiful? I know. She's amazing. I feel that way. I think you should feel that way about your work. Like, I look at my books, I'm like, I know. Aren't they great? I'm so pleased by these books. That's not bragging. That's just real life, Leslie says, pollinators enjoying the results of my efforts in the garden, pausing for that joy. Yes. Oh, the pollinators. Those big fuzzy bees, aren't they the best? Could anything look more cheerful than a bee just with pollen? Melanie says, when a particular piece of music brings me joy, it feels like it's right inside my soul. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You know what'll do it to me every time? Talking Heads. Gen Xers, who's with me? Dun, 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 dun. Yep. Isabella says, being able to be unleashed and uninhibited. Yes. I was just talking to some friends earlier in my prayer circle. So this is how we roll. Oh, there's a robin. Speaking of joy. About how much I love to be naked. I love to be nude. We were talking about Korean day spas, which is one of the things I'm most looking forward to about going back to Southern California. And it is such a pleasure to just be hanging out nude with a bunch of other nude people. Because, naked, we all look the same. Old, fat, thin, young, short, tall, like it doesn't matter. We're practically identical. It's really, I don't know, relaxing. And I always feel like those monkeys and the snow monkeys in the hot tubs in Japan. They're just like chilling, looking around. Somebody on LinkedIn says, met a pet owner in TJ Maxx who adopted a rescue dog and let me pet him. Ah, wild turkeys visiting our bird feeder every morning. Love the, here, wait, my glasses are fogging up because I'm getting all hot. Hold on. Okay. Love the burst spotting other wild animals. Saw a fox run past with prey. Oh, I just got full body chills. Oh, that's so cool. I was on a plane a while ago, and the woman next to me had her support animal with her, who was a cross between a Great Pyrenees and a Golden Retriever. Oh, it was the biggest, fluffiest, most beautiful dog I've ever seen in my life. But of course, it was working, so I didn't even ask to pet it or handle it. But I spent the entire 6-hour flight being like, I want to huff that dog. I want to huff that dog. Oh, she was so beautiful. And foxes are magic, aren't they? Julie says, yes, art, dance, music, the divine magic of seeds coming to life. My mom used to sprout seeds in the jar in the drawer in the kitchen. Did yours make mung bean sprouts and alfalfa sprouts? Gaynell, hi Gaynell. Gaynell says, a cancellation on my schedule or calendar, white space. Oh, right? That's the best. Somebody's like, oh, I need to cancel. You're like, oh, no. Yes. Right? Nobody minds when you cancel a meeting. Nobody. I guarantee you, everybody's so happy to have that white space on their calendar. These are beautiful, y'all. So, right, let's get back to it, right? Let's make sure that there is time and space for this experience of joy in our lives, right? Angela says, joy in nature, lizards doing their push-ups outside my window, a dog prancing along in front of me on a walk. It's true, when the lizards do that, that's amazing. Amy says, I gave my daughter the middle name Joy on my way to the OR when she and her twin brother were born at 24 weeks. Woo! Amy, I got more chills. I knew they needed all the strength, all the prayers. The Bible quote, the joy of the Lord is my strength, was what I had in mind, and she is joy personified. Oh, Amy, what a beautiful story. Congratulations on your beautiful kids. That's amazing. Amy also says, the way swallows fly looks like joy to me. Oh, 100%. Those murmurations of swallows when you see them in the, oh, stunning. Right? It's just magic. It's like all of a sudden you're in a kaleidoscope or some kind of hallucinogenic dream or something. It's just, could this be real? One night when I was living in Carpinteria, the best place on earth, we went out to lay on the beach to watch a meteor shower because there's not a lot of people there, so it's quite dark. So you can lay on the beach. Got to bring blankets because the sand is cold at night. But you lay on the beach and just shooting stars, shooting stars, shooting stars, shooting stars. It's beautiful. And then we realized the waves were glowing. There was phosphorescence in the water. So we went swimming at night, and this green glow of the water and the stars falling. I mean, I can't even. I don't want anything as much as I want another moment in my life like that. And I didn't earn it. I didn't even know to ask for it. I didn't plan it. I wasn't dressed for it. It wasn't a reflection of my upbringing or how hard I've worked. Joy comes unannounced. Joy is by its very nature unearned. It's just a gift. And you bring that gift to others with your work, with your art, with your music, with your glow, with your intuition, with your smiles, with your kindness. Made a little deal with myself that every time I go to the grocery store, I try to find someone to give a compliment to. Just because. And I can't tell you how nice it is to be like, you look great today. And they always go, oh, thanks. Or like, ooh, good choice with those radishes. Don't they look beautiful? They're like, I know, I think so too. Like, it costs me nothing and it brings so much joy, right? Kamala says, ooh, murmurations the best. I mean, the word itself is a poem, right? Murmurations. It's like, what's the wind through the grass? Susurrus. Susurrus. It's the air version of susurrus. So many beautiful words for wind, right? Zephyr, susurrus. So this is all to bring your attention to your joy, right? Because again, it's yours to have anytime, anywhere. And you can see even just recalling these moments to mind, they're not even happening right now. And yet I'm still getting that elation, that, my goodness, the world is full of miracles. My grandmother was Swedish, and everything was good luck. Oh, you saw a black cat. Oh, that's very good luck. Oh, you dropped a fork. Oh, that means someone's thinking something nice about you. Oh, this, everything. Oh, sweetheart, I should say. And I feel her and her joy. She had such a joy. She was fascinated by ospreys, especially any kind of big bird. She'd be, oh, look at the hawk. Yeah. So how can you reprioritize joy in your life? I think it might be our only antidote to the ravages of the world, and certainly to the robot army that is absolutely taking over. We can talk about that some other time, because it has pluses and minuses. So what do you know brings you joy? What can you put in place as little reminders, as little check marks? Amy has this incredible knitting project she's working on. It is gorgeous. It is so complex. I can't count that high. It's stunning, y'all. I wish you got to join Practicum so you can see Amy's knitting. Like I said, talking heads is very good to me for joy. My cats bring me an enormous amount of joy. My cats bring me an enormous amount of joy. And the more I learn to speak cat, the more joy they bring, right? Because, there's another bird making amazing bird sounds. Do you guys have the Merlin app? There's an app on your phone that when you hear birdsong, you can hit it and it'll record it and tell you what bird it is, because it knows where you are. Does this mean we're getting old, that I'm like, oh, birdsong, let's look at what bird it is? And now I can identify some of them. Now I'm like, oh, that's a chickadee. Oh, that's a, the jays. You can always tell the jays because they're like, so pretty and so loud. But understanding that, like, just when a cat wants to be in the same room with you, that's them expressing love. When they just want to be in your presence, that's a deeply loving act from them to you. When they sit with their back to you, that's a sign of trust, right? So talking heads, kitty love, cheese. Cheese is 100% a source of joy. I'm a Midwestern girl. Don't get in between me and my dairy products. No. My friends. Oh my gosh, my friends bring me so much joy. Especially when they flip me shit. Like, is there anything better than being teased by people adore you? Because I grew up in a non-teasing household. Well, no, I grew up in a teasing household in which teasing was used as a form of correction, right? So I never learned to take a joke in that way. I think everything being said to me is a legitimate criticism. Even compliments somehow I managed to interpret as criticism. One time I was making a sandwich and I cut it in half and gave half to my husband, and he goes, oh, sure, take the big side. And I was like, wait, no, I think it's even. Do you want to switch? And he's like, sweetheart, kidding, joke, kidding, saying something that is not true as though it is true for comedic effect. What's the matter with you? Like, right, sorry, just flashback. One of the proudest moments of my life was when I was working at Second City, and my friend Dave came out. We were talking, and he said, oh yeah, we were shooting the shit backstage and talking about everybody that we really liked, but like as though we didn't like them. He goes, and everybody turned to each other and went like, oh yeah, Sam Bennett, that bitch. And I was like, really? You did? Really? It still delights me, right? I'm still getting joy out of that from, a non a comedic compliment from 1990. Yeah, pretty good. Catherine says, I love that app. Yeah, Merlin, it's a good app. It's a good app. And here's another thing that brings joy is something to look forward to. Something to look forward to. And that's why the Barefoot Perfect URL is at the bottom of my screen, because Amy and I, my bestie Amy, who also brings me so much joy in my life, and I are organizing another Barefoot Perfect retreat. We've been doing this for years. We've gone to Belize, we've gone to Crete, we've gone to Majorca, we've gone to Southern California, and now Barbados. We're going to Barbados. I'm so excited. To me, Barbados is, we looked for a long time about where to go this time. And, it was like, maybe not the Mediterranean, maybe not Europe, maybe not a lot of places, definitely not Florida. Thanks, Florida, but no. But Barbados is, to me, a lot like Belize. Like, it is definitely a place of tourism, but it has its own culture and community and world there. It's not built for tourists, right? So there's a real experience to be had there, and it is beautiful, and it is the easternmost, it is the most Atlantic of the Caribbean islands, so it's outside the hurricane belt. And we're gonna swim with sea turtles, y'all. Swim with sea turtles. If that is not a joy-inducing sentence, I don't know what is. So go check out barefootperfect.com. If nothing else, just looking at the pictures of that beautiful turquoise water and just remembering that that exists in the world will bring you joy. And all it asks you to do is apply. Just apply. And answering the questions is really interesting. So even if you're 100% sure there's no way in hell you're ever going with us anywhere, fill out the application. There's a place for you to check and say, like, no, just dreaming, thanks. That's fine. We're not going to bother you. But check it out. Check it out. I know it feels kind of impossible right now, of like, we're going in December. We're going in mid-December, which I know everybody's like, but that's almost Christmas. I know. Because you know what I know about Christmas? It's not a vacation. And everybody's like, oh, I got trips this summer with my family. You know what I know about trips this summer with your family? That's not a vacation either. You need time. You need time and space. You need ocean. You need air. You need friendship. You need connection. You guys, there's a piano bar at the place where we're staying. I'll make this commitment right now. If you guys come, I will sing. I will sing publicly alone. I can't believe I just said that, but I will. I love to sing, and I've sung in musicals and stuff. I don't know why I think I can't sing, but again, childhood trauma. I was told I couldn't sing, so I believe that despite all evidence to the contrary. I love to sing in groups. I love to sing in choir. I never sing alone, but for you, I will do a number at the piano bar. So go to barefootperfect.com, tell your friends, check it out. The early bird price is still up through the 15th of this month. And be a joy-seeking missile. Be a heart-light-seeking missile. And when you have those experiences of joy, lean in, get goofier, laugh louder, dance harder, extend the moment, breathe into the moment more deeply. Oh, the cool side of the pillow. That's joy. Thank you all so much for being here with me. I love having this time with you. Isabella says, oh, I wish I could sing with you. Girl, come to Barbados. We'll duet. Wow, a joy-seeking missile, says Heidi. Yes, be a joy-seeking missile and a joy-delivering missile. Again, it doesn't have anything to do with happiness or circumstances. We know about all the shittiness. Believe me, we know. But even amongst all of it, there is joy. And it belongs to you and all of us. And it grows when shared. So let's do one more breath to close this circle. Thank you for being here. Gaynell says, I love your spontaneity. Well, thank you. This is what happens when you're a professional improviser for 20 years. Okay, you ready? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for doing this with me. You all look great, by the way. Really good.